Let's look at the word suppose. Suppose. So despite practicing all this time, why do you think you still find it difficult? Go grab your notebook and start taking note right now. Why? Because I said so. Because I said like that. Are you gonna come tomorrow? No, I shouldn't. You're hesitating or you're unwilling, okay?
Preview.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Mark English with Abby, the place where you can work on your English for free without being judged, just sitting in front of your computer or your phone. Before we go any further, make sure you grab your notepad because what we have today is very interesting, a word you use every single day, suppose. But while you go to grab your notepad, please don't forget to like this video because your click on that button means so much to us. So we would really appreciate it if you could do so. So let's look at the word suppose. Suppose. Here is pronounced as supposed to. Supposed to. When you follow it with to, it's pronounced as supposed to. So first, be careful with the pronunciation and just say suppose. Okay? Strong Z. Suppose. So suppose has three meanings. It means to think, to believe, or to imagine. One thing all these three words have in common is we use them to talk about our opinion. If I ask you why your friend is missing class or why most people don't speak English, you could say, I think it's because they don't practice. I believe it's because they don't practice. I suppose it's because they don't practice. But if you choose to use imagine, you have to say, I would imagine it's because they don't practice. So I have add here. It's the short form of I would. I would imagine it's because they don't practice. So this is the meaning of suppose. I don't want to get too much into using it because I could be mixing it up with one of these usages. The first usage is to say why something happened. You're here because you still want to work on your English. Probably one of the things that you've been fighting ever since you were a child is to speak English, right? So despite practicing all this time, why do you think you still find it difficult? Well, you can say, I suppose it's because I don't have anybody to practice with. I suppose it's because I'm shy. I suppose it's because, so that's likely to happen, that's the reason. Even when you use this, you're not sure, you're not 100% sure, you're like 80% sure. I suppose, I imagine, that's the reason, okay? So for real though, why do you think you can't speak English despite learning it all these years? Just say, I suppose it's because, and give me the reason. And if somebody comes to you and says, do you think you can't speak English because you don't practice? You can say, take a second and say, I suppose so. It means, I think so. I think like that. So means, by the way, like that. Like that. Go grab your notebook and start taking note right now. Why? Because I said so. Because I said like that.
Because I said so. Because I said so.
One mistake I see often is some students say, I think so, and then they continue their idea. If you say, I think so, stop there. You're using it to agree or to disagree. Do you think most students don't speak English because they don't practice? I think so. I think like that. I don't think so. I don't think like that. So that's the first one, okay? To say why something happened. Say, I suppose, and continue your idea. Or if somebody said it already, just say, I suppose so.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, I suppose so.
Or, I don't suppose so. That's it.
I don't suppose so. I don't suppose so.
First one, we got out of the way. To say why something happened. Second one is to agree with what somebody says. Or to say yes, but reluctantly. To be reluctant means to be hesitant. To hesitate means you're not decided, okay? You're in two minds. Should I do it? Should I not? Are you going to come tomorrow? No, I shouldn't. You're hesitating or you're unwilling, okay? So if you want to say yes, but you're not happy to say yes, you could use this. But before that, how do you say yes when you're happy? Do you want to speak English in a very short time? Sure. Of course, definitely. These are happy yeses, but there is also a sad yes, okay? So, I'm telling you, you are lazy. Why? because you don't practice, you don't do this, you don't do that, I'm pointing out few things and they're right. So you don't want to say, yeah, sure, yeah, you're right, that's the reason. You're not happy about it because I'm telling you what you lack and it kind of pains a little bit. So in these situations, you can say, I suppose you're right, you're not happy, okay?
I suppose you're right. I suppose you're right.
I suppose I can. No, I can't practice my English because I have job, I have this, I have that. Yeah, but if you could do this and you could do that, if you just set some time aside and cut down the time you use on social media and time you hang out with your friends, yeah, I suppose I can do that, If it's past, I suppose I could. Why didn't you call me yesterday? Oh no, my battery died. Okay, but you could just ask a stranger to give you their phone and you could call me. Oh yeah, you're right. I suppose I could. Okay? I suppose I could.
I suppose I could do that. I suppose I could do that.
I suppose she is. Your friend is a liar. No, she's not. Okay, remember last time? I'm coming with the facts. And I'm proving you wrong. You can say, yeah, man, I suppose she is. Okay?
I suppose she is. I suppose she is.
I suppose I do. These are not happy yeses. They're sad yeses. Okay? You're saying yes, but it's because you have to. So you want your brother to focus on his study, and you told him, go sit down and do your homework. He says, okay. And then he does it. 30 minutes after, he comes back and say, I'm done. Can I watch TV now? You want to say no. You want him to keep on working harder. But when you check, everything is done. Math, done. English, done. Okay, I suppose you can. You see, you're not happy, but you're giving him the permission to watch the TV. So you're agreeing. So in these ways, you can use, I suppose you're right. I suppose I can. I suppose I could.
Yes, I suppose you can. Yes, I suppose you can.
You lie all the time. Do I? Yeah. Remember last time? You told me you didn't have money, but 5 minutes later, I saw you taking out some cash and buy something. Oh yeah, you're right. I'm not aware of it. I suppose I do. I suppose I do lie. So suppose, second one, to agree or say yes, but reluctantly, even though you don't want to say yes, you have to. So in this way, you can use suppose. This is the second usage. Third usage of suppose, desperate request. To request means to ask someone to do something for you. The only difference between question and request is you ask question looking for information. What's your name? You tell me. Where are you from? You tell me. But if it's a request, I'm asking you to do something. Could you please open the door? Then this is a request. What's your number? It's a question. Could you give me your number? It's a request. So if you want someone to do something for you, you can say, I have one request, or I have a simple request. So that's it.
I have a simple request. I have a simple request.
It says desperate request. Desperate, if you're desperate, it means you're giving up, okay? You're on the verge of giving up, on the verge, on the edge, about to give up. So you don't think your friend has money. You see, you're already starting from a desperate or a negative place. Your friend, you don't think he has money, okay? So when you go, you're not hopeful, but somehow you want to try. You want to give it one more shot. You can say, I don't suppose. This is always negative because you're desperate. It's always negative. I don't suppose you could lend me some money. Could you? You could just stop here. I don't suppose you could lend me some money, but it's always a question mark. Even though it's a sentence, it ends with a question mark. I don't suppose you can lend me some money. You can say, oh, actually I can. Imagine before he gave you money, he lent you money 5 times. You never paid him back. So you feel bad. You're thinking, if I ask him now, he's definitely going to say no. But what choice do I have? Nothing. He's my only choice. I'll go and ask him. You go. You don't think he's going to give you. You're desperate. John, I don't suppose you could lend me some money. Could you? So you're being nice, you're being humble, you're being polite.
I don't suppose you could give us a lift into the next town with a garage? I don't suppose you could give us a lift into the next town with a garage?
But for me, it's a desperate request. You go to China and you see most people don't speak English. You don't have anybody to converse with. You have a lot of questions. Poof, you've tried like maybe 1,000 people before and you see one more. He looks similar with the rest of the people. And you don't think he speaks English, so you go and say, I don't suppose you speak English. Do you? You actually do. He might surprise you. What about the last one? You want to ask your brother. He's always busy, probably your older brother, and he's not willing. Usually when you ask him to do something, he's reluctant. He doesn't want to give you the right answer, tell you yes. You can just go and ask him, I don't suppose you know where my phone is. Do you? Okay? So you see, you're not asking them, where's my phone? Give me. But you're just saying, maybe if you do know, please tell me. So when you have a desperate request, you can use it this way. They're also polite because you don't expect that person to help you, and they're going to surprise you with the answer because we human like to be unexpected, right? So you surprise someone with the answer. I don't suppose I can speak English in 3 months. Can I? You can't. You can't. It takes longer than that, but if you practice, you get better, and that's what counts. So this is the third usage of the word suppose. Okay, now let's look at be supposed to. Be supposed to. Why do we have be here? Be means is, are, was, were, or been. But I'm going to stop it here. Is, are, and show you why. Before I go further, to help us understand this better, I have 2 sentences here. First, let's see them. So this one says, I clean my house. So I am the person who does it. But I don't want to mention who does it. I want to focus on the action. The person who does it doesn't matter. How do I change this sentence? Okay, this is how we do it. So first we have my house. This is our subject. I put my house. Okay, and I use these verb to be's. My house is, and then we have clean, right? We change it to a past. Clean. Clean, past, ed. My house is cleaned. Maybe it's simple present, so I can say my house is cleaned every day. My house is cleaned every morning. Okay? What about this one? People love my brother. How do I change it the same way? People love my brother. Okay? So I had my house here. I put my house here first. What's the first word I put here? What's the subject? My brother. My brother. And I put my verb to be. Is he, so it's is. My brother is loved. That's it. My brother is loved. So we know who does it. It's the people, of course. My brother is loved. Maybe our country is visited by whatever tourist, or it's the most visited country in the world. Okay? So it's the most visited country in the world. You see, people visit it, but you don't have to say who they are or who does the action. You just focus on the action more than who does it. This is because 1, we already know who does it. 2, it's not important. So let's see this. So my sister, suppose I work hard. My sister, suppose I work hard. You see, who thinks that? Who expects me to work hard? My sister. Supposed to is expected to. So how do I change it? The same way I did here. So who is the subject? It's me, right? I. So I have I. For he, I said is. So for I am, suppose. I change it to past and I add ed. I am supposed to. So here the pronunciation changes. I'm supposed to, and you put your action here. So it means I'm expected to. Who expects you? The people, everyone. It doesn't matter. If you're a father, you're supposed to help your kid figure out about life. You're supposed to maybe pay for their school and provide and do this and advise, counsel, do all these things. So supposed to means expected to. So if you say I am supposed to, it means I'm expected to. So as a teacher, I'm supposed to explain the topic, give you exercise, and make sure you understand what I am talking about. As a student, what are you supposed to do? I am supposed to, and then put whatever it is that you think that you're expected to do. I'm supposed to. Not. I'm not supposed to, okay? I'm not supposed to come to your house and teach you English. I'm doing it here. Do it right now. I'm supposed to. I'm not supposed to. Be. I'm supposed to be. If you say you're supposed to be, you put adjectives or nouns because this is replacing is or am. If you work out every day, you are supposed to be strong. I'm supposed to be strong. Okay? If you work hard and save your money, you are supposed to be rich. I'm supposed to be rich. Okay? If you eat healthy, you are not supposed to be sick. I'm not supposed to be sick. Good. Okay. If you help people, you are supposed to have a lot of friends. So,
I'm supposed to have all this power. I'm supposed to have all this power.
I'm supposed to do action. I'm supposed to be something that people expect you to be, okay? Something that you are expected to be. Be, verb to be. I'm supposed to have something that you are expected to own at this moment, okay? You're supposed to have a lot of knowledge. If you watch maybe 5-6 English videos a day, you're supposed to have a lot of knowledge about the subject, okay? You're supposed to have the subject. So we have be here because depending on the subject, you could use is, or are. We don't know. You are, okay? You are supposed to speak English in a year, okay? Top, fluent, if you practice every day. You are supposed to, okay? And you're not supposed to jump even one day, okay? So I'm supposed to, positive. I'm not supposed to, negative. Am I supposed to? Question. When you change it to a question, just switch this, okay? Am I supposed to? Yeah. Am I supposed to give you money to teach you English? Imagine that. Am I supposed to pay you and teach you myself? Huh? What do you think? Too much, right?
Am I supposed to do all the studio work? Am I supposed to do all the studio work?
Am I supposed to? Let's add WH questions in front of it. What? Where? Okay? So, what am I supposed to do to practice my English or to speak English fluently? I say you are supposed to, again, practicing is the only key. You're supposed to practice without giving up. Don't ever be desperate. Don't be reluctant, okay?
What am I supposed to do with that? What am I supposed to do with that?
Where am I supposed to practice? You're supposed to practice wherever you have the place or situation.
So where am I supposed to go? So where am I supposed to go?
Am I supposed to be loud when I practice my English? No, not really. You're not supposed to be loud. No, you can just speak soft. It's okay, you're good. How many friends am I supposed to have to practice my English with? How many friends am I supposed to have to practice my English with? Well, there's no specific number that's set, so yeah. So with that, I'm going to say bye. I think you understand. So suppose has 3 usages. The first one is to say why something happened. Second, to say yes, but reluctantly. We saw what reluctant mean. Third one is desperate request. So you're coming from a place where you give up and you're just trying your chance. The other one, to be supposed to, is to be expected to. As a mother, there are things that you're supposed to do, you know? You're supposed to breastfeed your kid. You're supposed to raise him. You're supposed to change his diaper. These are things that you are expected to do by who? By everyone. So that's why we're changing it. It has like a passive kind of usage. So I'm supposed to be, I'm supposed to have. If the subject is he, she, it, you can use this. Or if it's past, we change this to was. I'm sorry, I was supposed to grab my notebook before I sat to watch this video. You were supposed to be more prepared before you bring this topic. So these are the ways we use it. I hope you have a little bit of understanding, even though it's not 100% clear. Start using it, watch other videos, and I promise it will be. This is Mark English with Abby. Please, if you stay this long, make sure you like this video and you leave a comment. Next time, we're gonna come with the better content. Till we see you then, take care of yourselves, guys. Bye.